Hi, and welcome to Astral Messages. My name is Angela, and I will be bringing through guided messages for the sign of Aquarius today. Thank you for being here. These messages are for the collective, so I encourage you to tap into your intuition during these reads and to discern what resonates for you and your personal journey. If this reading resonates, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll get straight into it. Okay, we'll start off with some oracle messages for the sign of Aquarius, please, Spirit. For the sign of Aquarius, please and thank you. Strongest energies for the sign of Aquarius. Thanking you. Okay, let's see what we've got. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. We also have the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Interesting. And the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Interesting. So there is a lot of active energy at the moment, Aquarius. I'm getting a lot on this great severing. So whatever is conflicting within self, moving into where you needed to go, because you're getting a lot of downloads. So you may feel third eye tingling at night, dreams, active dreams, a lot of signs and synchronicities. You may even be feeling called to stare at the night sky. So you are getting a lot of upgrades, and it is to follow your unique self, being courageous in being yourself, being seen. But there's a lot of conflict in that, and that is what is being asked to be let go of. So that's interesting. Let's dive into this a bit further. Let's get some more cards for the sign of Aquarius. Interesting, I'm getting a bit of shame off that card as well. I don't know what that's referring to. We will dive into it. Strongest energies for the sign of Aquarius, please, Spirit. Strongest energies. Interesting. So you have retribution. This energy feels very linked to this. So there's a lot of fire in this, in these cards. There's a lot of anger. I'm also getting like shame, which I don't understand quite yet. Because this retribution card is also about revenge. But that to me is just an action to anger, conflict. It'd be interesting to see where this is coming from. We also have generosity and exhilaration. So it's interesting with this generosity card is the fox kind of trying to sneak and take. It's a taking energy. So maybe it's asking to give here. And there's resistance to this. But within doing so, there comes this exhilaration, this peace, this acting from higher self. Because whatever this energy is here that's within, it's blocking you from moving in your higher self energy, if that makes sense, in that loving energy of giving. And there's the great severing. So maybe with this full moon, maybe that's something that you're releasing. This is very fascinating energy so far. So let's get into the tarot so we can dive into this a little more. For the sign of Aquarius, please, Spirit. Sign of Aquarius. Strongest energies, please, for the sign of Aquarius. It's interesting that I'm getting some past life energy. So this may be a past life, which, because I feel like these are so revenge and anger is obviously, it doesn't come from nowhere, right? And so there's this feeling of needing to balance things out. So that's where revenge comes in, which is this taking energy, because maybe in a past life you were robbed, or you were robbed of something. Kind of does feel past lifey, but it could be this life. But there is energy here, and that energy is potentially blocking moving into the real you. So that's interesting. Interesting energy. Let's get one more shuffle on this, please, for the sign of Aquarius. Please and thank you. So we have the Fool at the bottom of the deck with the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful energy. So taking a leap of faith to follow your intuition, to follow your emotional bliss, I'm hearing as well. So being courageous, you need to be courageous to take a leap of faith, but it is to take a leap of faith towards the highest version of you is what I'm hearing. Let yourself be seen. Interesting. Let's see what's going on in your energy. The Ace of Cups, beautiful energy. That is love, self-love. I'm getting self-love, massive self-love. Yes. What's your challenge? Justice. Interesting, it's that revenge card. Yeah, okay. Fascinating that that's popped up. What's your challenge? What is it that you know? The Nine of Pentacles, beautiful energy. What is it you don't see? Eight of Wands, it's fast energy. You are an air sign, so potential. What's influencing this? Five of Swords, there's that conflict. The great severing of conflict. Yeah, so this is the past energy. Maybe that's what you're letting go. That's what you're severing. This past energy of conflict. Winning at all costs. It's that revenge, right? It's if something's been taken from you, there's this sense of I need to, you know, get justice in the situation, and I'll do so in however I see fit. And sometimes we don't realize we're seeking justice in certain actions that we take. Because see, she's got a blindfold on with the Justice card, which is interesting. It's in the future energy, the Knight of Wands. It's coming towards you, the King of Pentacles. It's beautiful, grounded energy. What's your advice? The Wheel of Fortune. Change. A lot of change taking place, which is beautiful. And the likely outcome, the Star. My goodness. Healing, wish fulfillment. This is Aquarius energy, so you being in your energy. Interesting, because what I was getting was for you to be in your the highest version of self, operating from your higher self. Be seen. Let yourself be seen, operating from your higher self. Beautiful energy, Aquarius. Right. Let's dive in and get some more clarity on this. Let's have a look at the Ace of Cups being in your energy. Look at this Ace of Cups, please, Spirit. Please and thank you. Ace of Cups for the sign of Aquarius. Wow. Well, this is the great severing, I must admit. Here is the Ace of Swords. This is what's going to cut. This is the Eight of Cups, you moving away. And this is the Tower, the falling of the great severing. I keep hearing it all, obviously, with the card. You're really cutting things out that doesn't serve you. And it feels like maybe a part of you that's really been holding on to injustice. That's what I'm hearing. The sense of injustice, if it's not from within this life, it could be an energy that's from a different life where you've experienced injustice and you've held within you an energy that's always seeking justice. So there has been potentially a hesitation to give. Not saying that you haven't given to people, but maybe in certain people, places, things, you haven't fully maybe allowed yourself, with this Ace of Cups, to open up fully. Really holding back because there's this fear that's within that if I was to give, I would be in a space of lack. It's interesting that the Five of Pentacles isn't here, because I'm really sensing that energy. We do have the Five of Swords in the past. So it may not be feeling lack, but fear of it. So there's this fighting, but you are getting this clarity. You are really shifting some old energy that has really, because the Five of Swords was also that fighting energy, really protecting and fighting, and it's that injustice energy that feels really tense in my body when I'm actually connecting with it. And it's that Mars energy, anger, conflict. And it says the great severing at the end says softening to love. So if you're cutting this out, you're then allowing that love to flow, softening to love. So this is beautiful transformational energy, Aquarius. I wonder if it is this this full moon too, allowing, because full moons allow us to release. So let's have a look at this challenge with justice. Let's have a look at this justice, please. Clarify justice for the sign of Aquarius, please, Spirit. So we have the Page of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. Throw the cards around. The Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. So interestingly, the Justice card is that balance. Seeking, and obviously seeking justice is seeking fairness, balance. And we have two balance cards here. Seeking balance. And ironically, the Six of Pentacles is a card of giving. And so there is the Page of Swords, which to me is knowledge. And you've got that sword there, which feels very linked to this great severing. So cutting something out. The Six of Cups, also past life energy as well. But something from the past, could be in this life. There's something that's being illuminated. You're learning with this Page of Swords on how to create balance, how to give, not by over-giving, but how to give without feeling like giving is taking from self. So there's this beautiful, so it's a challenge, it's in your challenge position, but I feel like you are receiving some insight. Potentially it's those downloads. We were getting that, you were getting upgrades, transmission, activation, light body. So maybe through this full moon, you're receiving some guidance, inner guidance, to help you let go of whatever this energy is, where there's a feeling of injustice, and you're learning to move forward, softening to love and being balanced. This is very reciprocal energy. So maybe even bringing in more connections that are reciprocal. So this is very beautiful energy, Aquarius. Let's have a look at the Nine of Pentacles, please. So that's what you are aware of at this time. So let's have a look at the Nine of Pentacles. Clarify the Nine of Pentacles for the sign of Aquarius, please. Beautiful. We have the Strength at the bottom of the deck as well. There's a lot of energy going on here. So the Nine of Pentacles is almost like the Empress. It is the card before turning into the Empress. This very divine feminine energy. Male, female doesn't matter. It's about operating from the feminine, nurturing, loving energy that we all have within us. And it's really embracing that feminine energy, because why? We are now softening to love. I feel there is recognition with the Six of Wands and healing with the Four of Swords here around the Five of Cups. That real, it's a sense of loss, grievance energy. And we also have the Ten of Pentacles here, which is beautiful, because the Nine of Pentacles, you need one more pentacle and you get to the Ten of Pentacles, which is your happily ever after, a life that is very tangible, stable, balanced, and fulfilled. And so you are going through, and you're aware of that you are moving and transforming into, and I'm also getting that, let yourself be seen. This is you operating from that highest version of self. You're doing a lot of healing from the past, which is that Five of Cups, that sorrow. Because maybe there was this feeling of injustice in the past, a lot of anger potentially, and conflict, because that is in the past energy. And maybe that's conflict within self. It doesn't always have to involve others. But yeah, so you're very much aware that this potentially is occurring, especially if you've been actively doing the healing, which is beautiful. So let's have a look at this Five of Swords, which is influencing. It's that very conflict, hostile energy. Let's have a look at that Five of Swords, please, Spirit. For the sign of Aquarius. Please and thank you. Let's get this one out. Anything else, please, Spirit? Thank you. Okay, we have the Temperance and the Four of Wands. Interesting. This is both very balancing energy. The Four of Wands is stability. Temperance is patience, but also balancing that yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy. And here is that Ace of Swords again. And it's interesting with the Five of Swords, you have these two energies coming together, and there's that Ace of Swords. So there is some clarity on cutting out this inner conflict potentially. I'm feeling like it could potentially be inner conflict when it comes to feeling very balanced, grounded, and stable. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Death here. So there is an ending. You are cutting something out that could potentially be that anger, conflict, and it is, I'm hearing a truce. You know how they're kind of standing there and like, okay, here's the truce. Like we're putting down our swords. We're no longer fighting this. Yeah, so this could be inner, but it also could be something that you feel maybe you're in conflict with another. It's hard to tell, but there is change here with the Death and that clarity with the Ace of Swords. So you are severing ties with whatever this conflict is within self or with another. Let's have a look at the Eight of Wands. It's what you don't see coming. It's very fast energy. Let's have a look at this Eight of Wands. Come to the Eight of Wands, please. Interesting. So we've got the King of Pentacles here. That's also linked to the King of Pentacles of what is coming towards you. I'm feeling very grounded energy. Ironically, the Eight of Wands being one of the fastest cards in the deck is being clarified by some of the slowest. We have the Knight of Pentacles. This is an energy that's barely moving. If it's moving, it may take one step and sit down for a little bit. So it's very slow moving energy. The Eight of Swords is that self-imprisonment. That is stuck. You can see the swan literally stuck in a prison of swords. This is also that overthinking energy. Aquarius, you are an air sign, potential to overthink, overanalyze, which is causing that conflict. That's that anger energy within self. And it feels like you may have been stuck for some time. I'm hearing with the Five of Wands, 5 years. So we are like, what's that? From 2020. COVID days. So what you don't see coming is you've potentially been stuck in this energy for a very long time. And it's moving out very quickly. There's a lot of fire energy here. You do have fire energy in your future energy as well. So potentially when you are cutting this out, the severing may happen quite quickly. But what's interesting is that you have the King of Pentacles coming in, which is a very grounding energy. So even though it may shift through and be very fast, I don't want to say violent energy, it's not violent, but if it kind of sweeps through like wildfire, the outcome is you being very grounded and balanced, which is good, which is, I almost want to say a recalibration of your energy. This is fascinating energy. Let's have a look at and see what this King of Pentacles is that is coming towards you. For the sign of Aquarius, please. For the sign of Aquarius. Please and thank you. That's it. Okay. Yeah, so it's been clarified by the Hermit and the Six of Swords. So the Hermit is that going within, getting clarity within. And the Six of Swords is moving forward, moving to calmer waters. Because to me, what I'm getting is you've been holding in a lot of anger and conflict and resentment, and holding back from giving to others in whatever frame that could be, whether it be withholding information, not expressing love. There's just there's a strong conflict that we've been holding within that's being released. And it's funny, this exhilaration, I kind of get like I feel like a real sense of fresh, what's it called? Breath of fresh air, but the sigh of relief that you're able to release this inner conflict. And it feels inner because of the Hermit being here. There's this, and you're able to move forward in a way because you feel so grounded and stable within. And it's moving through very quick. It's severing very quick. It's being released like boom. And it's allowing you to move. This isn't fast energy with the Six of Swords, but it's allowing you to move forward with calm and ease and peace. It's very interesting. Okay, your guidance is the Wheel of Fortune. So let's get some clarity on the Wheel of Fortune, please, Spirit. For the sign of Aquarius. The sign of Aquarius, please. Sign of Aquarius. Love it. So the Wheel of Fortune, being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. So the wheel is turning in your favor. You're getting some big downloads, upgrades to your energy to enable you to shift this dense conflict energy that's been within, that no longer serves you. And so there is a change here. There is a shift. You are letting go of this self-imprisonment. You've been stuck in this energy for some time and you are moving forward. The wheel is turning. With the Seven of Cups, that does mean that you will be moving forward in an energy that may feel unfamiliar to you. A little bit of the unknown, because I think you're going to feel different and you may not know why or how or what this means or how to operate in this new vibration. I'm hearing it's because it's interesting. I'm seeing the scroll here, like almost like a map, almost going, how do I navigate now when I've always operated from this energy, this conflict energy that's always been held within to keep myself safe? Now that that's no longer the case and I am free and that the wheel has turned, how do I operate? Where do I go from here? Why do I feel so different? So this is very powerful energy, Aquarius. So let's have a look at your likely outcome, which is, I feel, very healing energy, but also wish fulfillment. So let's have a look at the star. Please clarify the star for the sign of Aquarius, please. Luck. Here's that transformation, that change. There is an ending and there is a new beginning. You have transformed some very heavy, dense energy. You have transmuted, because here's the Tower. That old way of operating, that energy that's even subconsciously, you may not even known it's been there, but this conflicting energy that's been within you, that's being released, it's you know, if you're no longer operating from that energy, that means the old way of being, old way of doing, old way of connecting is falling. And that's that unknown energy that we're moving into. I'm actually going to take these reversed because you got the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups showing up in the reverse. And I feel like they're in the reverse because you're letting go of that stuck, slow energy. You're letting go of the sorrow, of the pain. It's actually, this Tower is taking them away, almost like that's what's being released. Now we do have the Five of Wands here. It's interesting. I also feel like that's what's being released as well. That conflict within. I'm going to pull another one on this just because it does feel a little bit different from the other two. We also have the King of Wands taking action. This, yeah, okay, thank you, Spirit. So I'm feeling with this Five of Wands now, because you've been able to release this past energy, this past anger, conflict, you're now using that fire, because this isn't to me conflict with the Five of Wands, but it's almost like you are fighting now for this new beginning, you're taking action, and I want to say, but not fighting with anger, fighting with love. So you are moving, because there's a lot of fire energy here. There's a lot of fire here too, but it's moving from that highest version of self, that Empress energy. The Empress moves with unconditional love, with grace, with compassion. She's very giving. You can see she's got the basket of abundance there. So she feels like when you have that connection with Source, you're never without. If you give, more comes to you. And there's this beautiful flow of energy. And I believe that's what's being healed here, which is the outcome. I will pull one on that 5 of Wands, just to clarify. Yeah, beautiful. The Fool. So it's that fighting for that new beginning, that leap of faith. It's that energy, that fire energy, to push you in a new direction, because this is new energy that you're operating from, which is beautiful. So in the future energies, we do have the Knight of Wands. Can we please clarify the Knight of Wands, please, Spirit? The Knight of Wands for the sign of Aquarius. Beautiful. Again with the fire energy. So there is this movement now, and that potentially is what you don't see coming, that when this is released, there is, you know, quite a lot of fire and passion to move in this new energy, because it is because you are operating with so much flow of love with that Ace of Cups here. So the Judgment is making a judgment call, a decision. But this to me is following that calling, because you're now operating from your highest self. So your vision is clear. You also have the Page of Wands. You have that passion. You have that vision, and you are moving. You can see that within this one, goes arm forward with flame, with passion. He knows where he's going. And even though there's a lot of uncertainty, I think this new energy that you're coming into after cleansing and severing this heavier energy that you've been holding on to, you want to move into it. It's almost exciting energy. It's so freeing that, remember that breath of fresh air. It's like, oh my goodness, I feel free. I'm unstuck. Let's move. So there's a lot of passion here, moving into that direction. So this is beautiful energy, Aquarius. A major release potentially with this full moon in Capricorn. And yeah, you are moving to some deep healing and wish fulfillment, operating from your higher self. Lovely. So that is your reading today. I wish you much love, light, and insight. If this reading resonated, feel free to like, share, and subscribe.